Hello, today I'm going to show you how to create a realistic looking rain effect in Autodesk Maya. Alright, to start off we're just going to change our pull down here to dynamics. And we're going to go up to the top and create an emitter under particles. Alright, so I'm just going to drag that up above the object I have here, and I'm going to hit play to see what happens. Notice the particles are emitting in all different directions. Now we're going to want them to emit straight downwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the particles and we're going to add a gravity field to it. Go to fields up top and hit gravity. Alright, so the next time I play this scene, they're going to emit straight downwards. Now, we're not going to want them to emit from that small little circle, so what we're going to do is we're going to go up to emitter here, the top tab, and change the basic emitter attributes. We're going to change it to a volume emitter type. So now we're going to get this little box here in which we can scale, rotate, or translate, which is pretty neat. But I'm just going to scale it to about the polygon object I have, which should be good for now. Alright, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the shape and color of these particles. So, to do that, we're going to go up to particle shape and go to render, can't find it. Alright, go to particle shape 4 and go to render attributes. And now what we're going to do is we're going to change the particle render type from points to streak. And now it looks a little more like rain, but you can edit it, customize it the way you want. You can change the tail size to a little longer. Right now I'm going to leave it at about 1 should be fine. And I'm going to change the tail fade lower, so this way we get a better fade. If you change it all the way up, it'll just be a solid line, which doesn't really look like rain. Alright, so now what we're going to do is change the color. You can actually add a blend material or any material you want to this, which is pretty neat. So go to assign new material, and I'm going to add a blend. Alright, so a blend will be added to this, and you can change the color. I suggest you add a ramp shader. This way you can get a pretty neat looking effect with that, but I didn't do that. Alright, so right now I'm just gonna Alright, for me I'm just gonna keep it at white, this way it's easier to see, but you can do whatever you like. You can even add transparency, which would also help the effect of rain. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have it collide with this object. So in order to do that, we're going to select the individual particles and shift select the object. Now we're going to go up to particles and select make collide. So the next time I play this, the particles are going to collide, but they're going to bounce right off. So to stop that from happening, we're going to click on the particles again and go up to the GeoConnector tab. If you don't see it, you can go to the pull down here and select it. And we're going to lower the resilience on this object. So when I play it now, it's just going to hit the object and slide right down. So you can mess around with the resilience to get the effect you're looking for. I think 0.3 might be good. Gives it a little bit of a bounce. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to have the particles splatter once they hit the surface. So to do that, we're going to go up to particles and go to particle collision event editor. Alright, so we're going to change the event type. Make sure you have particle 4 selected. Sorry, I have a bunch more for some odd reason. I was just doing a little bit of testing, but there should be only one for you. So I'm going to select particle 4. I'm going to go down to event type and select emit. This way, when they collide with the surface, they'll emit new particles. just going to change the number of particles and select random number of particles. Alright, so what we're going to want is the original particle to die after it hits the surface. So I'm going to select that and click Create Event. Alright, so now watch what happens when I click play. You notice that they'll split into new particles, but they're not the ones we're looking for. So you can change these around if you like. You can select them. Alright, and go to particle shape and change them to streaks as well. You may want to change the tail size to like 0.2. This way they're a little bit smaller when they splash and they don't look like a better splash. So they're not exactly the same size. Maybe 0.75 would look better, but whatever you prefer. Now you can also change the alright. You can also change the collision attribute. Where is that? Alright, so that's pretty much a good splash effect right there. Even though they're going into like outer space. But in order to change that, we're going to go to particle shape and sorry, I can't find it. I'm looking for it. That's odd. Let me try adding a gravity field. Alright, so the problem was I didn't start the time slider at the beginning, but now we're getting a pretty good splash effect, and they're sliding downwards pretty well. So that's basically a way you can create rain. It's pretty cool. You might want to slow it down a bit by going to the gravity field and changing the magnitude to a little lower, but you can't change it below 0. Just change it below 9.8 and between 0, and you'll get them going a little bit slower, so it'll look a bit more realistic. 3 might be good. Yeah, that's a pretty neat looking rain effect. So it's just a simple way you can create rain. Remember, you could always change the color of it by going to the blend and changing it to light blue and making it a bit transparent. I would also suggest you add a ramp shader, and this is a pretty neat way of creating another nParticles. So I'd suggest you subscribe to my videos here. I'll be having more tutorials daily, so thanks for watching.